Stop drinking plain water in the evening. Just stop. He knows how that sounds. For years, every doctor, every nurse, every well-meaning relative has told you the same thing. Drink more water. Stay hydrated. Keep a glass by the bed. And you've listened. You've been a good patient. But if you're over 65 and you're waking up 2, 3, 4 times a night to shuffle to the bathroom in the dark, that glass of water on your nightstand is not helping you. It is the problem. And what nobody tells you, what no rush doctor has ever sat down and explained, is that after 65, plain water at night is one of the worst things you can put into your body. There is a different drink, a specific one, taken at a specific time, 6 o'clock in the evening. And when seniors start using it, something remarkable happens. They sleep through the night, not for 2 hours, not for 4, for 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours straight. For the first time in a decade, he's going to tell you exactly what that drink is, exactly how to prepare it, and exactly why it works. But first, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your aging body between midnight and 4 a.m. Because once you see it, you will never look at your nightstand the same way again. His name is Ethan Cole, 15 years as a board-certified urologist, and before that, 6 years in internal medicine. He has sat across from more than 9,000 patients over the age of 60, and the single most common complaint he hears is not pain. It's not weakness. It's not even memory. It's this. Doctor, I just want one full night of sleep. And he understands it personally. Because 3 years ago at 58, he started waking up twice a night himself. Then 3 times. He told himself it was stress. He told himself it was the coffee. He told himself what every man tells himself, that it was just getting older. He was wrong. His fasting glucose was creeping up. His blood pressure was creeping up. And his sleep was falling apart. He, the urologist, the expert, was making the same mistake he watched his patients make every single day. So when he tells you about the 6 o'clock drink, he is not telling you as a doctor lecturing a patient. He is telling you as a man who fixed his own nights and got his life back. Take care of your body. It's the only home you have. Now here is the part that will surprise you. You think the problem is your bladder. You think the problem is your prostate, or your pelvic floor, or some weakness that comes with the years. You've been told to cut fluids after 7. You've been told to do exercises. You've been told to try medication that leaves your mouth dry and your head foggy. And none of it has worked. Not really, because the problem isn't your bladder. The problem is your kidneys. And more specifically, the problem is when your kidneys are doing their job. In a healthy 30-year-old, the kidneys filter most of the day's fluid during the day. At night, a hormone called vasopressin tells the kidneys to slow down, to rest, to concentrate the urine so the bladder doesn't fill up while you sleep. But after 65, vasopressin production drops. Sometimes by half, sometimes more. Your kidneys, without that signal, keep working through the night like a factory that forgot to clock out. They process every drop of fluid you drank in the evening, and they send it straight to your bladder at 1 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 4:30 a.m. That is why you wake up, not because your bladder is weak, because your kidneys are still on the day shift when they should be on the night shift. And once you understand that, everything changes. Every past failure makes sense. You weren't doing it wrong. No one told you the one missing piece. Until now. And here is why this matters more than you might think. Because waking up at night is not just an inconvenience. It is not just annoying. It is, in the medical literature, one of the single strongest predictors of catastrophic events in seniors. Falls. The leading cause of accidental death in adults over 65. 1 in 5 seniors who fall and break a hip does not survive the year. And when do most of those falls happen? Between midnight and 5 a.m. On the way to the bathroom in the dark, half asleep, on legs that aren't quite awake yet. Stroke risk climbs. 72% of strokes happen during sleep or within 60 minutes of waking. And fragmented sleep, the kind you get when you're up 3 times a night, raises blood pressure overnight and triples your risk. Cognitive decline accelerates. The brain clears waste, including the proteins linked to Alzheimer's during deep sleep. If you never reach deep sleep because you're waking every 2 hours, that cleaning never happens. Heart failure worsens. Diabetes worsens. Depression sets in. And worst of all, the slow loss of independence. The moment your children start whispering about whether you should still live alone, that whisper often begins with one sentence. Mom keeps falling at night, but here is the relief. None of this is permanent. None of it is inevitable. And the fix does not require a prescription, a procedure, or a single dollar at the pharmacy. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight with one specific drink in your own kitchen. Before he gives you the full list, here is what's coming. He's going to walk you through 5 evening drinks, ranked, from the 5th most powerful to the one he now uses every single night without fail. Drink number 5 is something you probably already have in your cupboard, and it has a quiet effect on the bladder that almost no one talks about. Drink number 4 is the one most seniors get completely wrong. Drink number 3 is the one his own mother started using, and within 9 days, she stopped waking up at 3 a.m. for the first time in 14 years. Drink number 2 is the surprise. It is something nearly every senior has been told to avoid, and that advice is wrong. And drink number 1. Drink number 1 is the 6 o'clock drink. The one in the title. The one fewer than 3% of Americans over 65 have ever heard of, even though the research behind it goes back more than 40 years. And before he reveals it, he is going to ask you to do one small thing. But first, do him a favor right now. In the comments, just type your age and how many times you wake up at night. Just 2 numbers. That's it. He reads them, and it helps him understand who he's talking to tonight. Drink number 5. Tart cherry juice. Not the sweet kind from the cocktail aisle. The unsweetened, concentrated kind. Tart cherries contain 2 compounds that matter for your nights. The first is melatonin, real, natural melatonin, in a dose your body actually recognizes. The second is a group of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which reduce inflammation in the bladder lining. Think of your bladder after 65 as a balloon that has been blown up and deflated 10,000 times. The walls are thinner, more irritable, more likely to send a full signal to the brain even when it isn't really full. Anthocyanins are like a soft coating that calms that irritation down. A study published in the American Journal of Therapeutics in 2018 followed adults over 60 who drank 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice a day for 2 weeks. The result? Sleep duration increased by an average of 84 minutes. 84 minutes. That's almost a full sleep cycle returned to them. Dorothy, 71, a retired school teacher from Knoxville, came to him last spring exhausted. She had been waking 3 times a night for 9 years. 9 years. She had tried everything. Pelvic exercises, prescription medications that gave her dizzy spells, cutting all fluids after 5. Nothing worked. She was skeptical when her daughter brought her a bottle of tart cherry concentrate. I told her it was nonsense, Dorothy said. But she tried it. 2 tablespoons of concentrate in a small glass of water taken at 5 p.m. After 2 weeks, she came back into his office. She was crying. I slept 7 hours, doctor. 7 hours. I didn't even remember what that felt like. That is drink number 5. 2 tablespoons of unsweetened tart cherry concentrate in 4 ounces of room temperature water, taken at 5 p.m., not later. 5 p.m. Now tart cherry is powerful, but it has a ceiling. It helps the bladder calm down, but it doesn't address the kidney timing problem he mentioned earlier. For that, you need the next drink. Drink number 4. And this is the one most seniors get completely wrong. Chamomile tea. Now you might be thinking chamomile, of course, everyone knows chamomile. But here is what nobody told you. The way most seniors drink chamomile makes it almost useless for night waking. They drink it at 9 p.m. They drink it hot. And they drink a full mug. All 3 of those choices are wrong. Chamomile contains a compound called apigenin. Apigenin binds to the same receptors in the brain as anti-anxiety medication. Only gently, without dependence, without side effects. It tells your nervous system to power down, to shift out of the alert state and into the rest state. Think of your nervous system after a long day as a car engine still idling in the driveway. Apigenin is the hand that turns the key off, but apigenin takes about 90 minutes to reach peak concentration in your bloodstream. So if you drink it at 9 and go to bed at 10, it's just starting to work when you're already trying to sleep. And the volume matters. A full 12-ounce mug of any liquid before bed defeats the purpose. A 2019 review in the journal Phytomedicine found that participants who took concentrated chamomile preparations 90 minutes before sleep reduced nighttime awakenings by 44%. 44%. Raymond, 74, a retired civil engineer from Tucson, was the one who taught him this. Raymond had been a self-experimenter his whole life. He came in with a notebook. He had tried chamomile 6 different ways. The only way that worked, he told him, was a small, strong cup. 6 ounces, not 12. Steeped for a full 10 minutes, not 3. Drunk at 7 p.m. And not 9. After 6 weeks of that exact protocol, Raymond went from 4 wake-ups a night to 1. So here is the how-to. 6 ounces of water. 2 chamomile tea bags, not 1. Steep for 10 full minutes, covered, so the volatile oils don't escape. Drink at 7 p.m. Done. Now chamomile calms the nerves, but it doesn't move the fluid out of the wrong place in your body. And that fluid, in the wrong place, is the next piece of the puzzle. Drink number 3. And this is the one his own mother uses. Hibiscus tea. Stay with him here because what he is about to tell you sounds backward and it changes everything. Here's the thing nobody explains to seniors. When you spend the day sitting, especially with circulation issues that come with age, fluid pools in your legs. By 6 p.m., if you press your thumb into your ankle, you'll see the dent stay. That fluid isn't gone. It's just stored. And the moment you lie down flat at 10 p.m., Gravity reverses. That stored fluid flows back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys see it. They say, oh, we have extra fluid to process. And they process it at 2 a.m. right into your bladder. This is why seniors with even mild leg swelling wake up at night, even when they barely drank anything after dinner. The water wasn't in their stomach. It was in their legs. Hibiscus tea contains natural compounds that act as a gentle diuretic, but unlike pharmaceutical diuretics, it works on the timing your body actually needs. Drunk in the late afternoon, it helps your body release that stored leg fluid before bed, not during sleep. A study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology in 2020 measured this directly. Older adults who drank hibiscus tea at 4 p.m. showed a 53% reduction in nighttime urine production compared to a control group. 53%. His mother, 76, had been waking 3 to 4 times a night since her late 60s. She was stubborn. She would not take a pill. She would not do exercises. But she would drink tea. He sent her a bag of dried hibiscus and a simple instruction: 1 teaspoon in 8 ounces of hot water at 4 p.m. every day. 9 days later, she called him. Ethan, she said, and her voice was different. I slept until 6 this morning. I haven't done that in 14 years. He sat down on his kitchen floor and cried. That is drink number 3. 1 teaspoon of dried hibiscus flowers in 8 ounces of just boiled water, steeped for 7 minutes, drunk at 4 p.m. Now, here is something he wants you to do right now before he gives you drink number 2. Hit the like button. Just tap it once, because he is about to share something that goes against almost every piece of advice your doctor has ever given you about night waking, and he wants to know you're still with him. Drink number 2. And here is where most people will stop him and say, Doctor, that can't be right. Warm bone broth. Yes, a small cup of warm bone broth at 6:30 in the evening. He knows. You've been told no fluids after dinner. You've been told salt is the enemy. You've been told that anything warm before bed will keep you up. And all of that is wrong for your situation. Here is the mechanism. After 65, sodium levels in the blood often drop. Not dramatically, but enough. Mild hyponatremia. And when sodium drops, your body actually has a harder time holding on to fluid in the right places. It leaks. It pools. It moves to the wrong compartments. Bone broth, real bone broth, simmered for hours, contains a precise blend of sodium, potassium, glycine, and proline. Glycine is the key. Glycine is an amino acid that crosses into the brain and acts on the same receptors that promote deep, restorative sleep. Think of glycine as the volume dial on the nervous system. As you age, that dial gets stuck on medium. Glycine turns it down to where it should be at night. A 2012 trial in the journal Sleep and Biological Rhythms found that 3 grams of glycine taken before bed reduced nighttime awakenings significantly and improved deep sleep percentage by 27%. 27% more of the sleep that actually heals you. Margaret, 75, a retired nurse from Phoenix, came to him last fall. She had given up. She told him she had accepted that her nights were over. He asked her to try one thing: 6 ounces of warm chicken bone broth, lightly salted at 6:30 p.m. Nothing else changed. 2 weeks later, she sent him a card. Just a card. It said, I slept 8 hours last night. I forgot I was capable of this. That was it. That was the whole card. He has it pinned to the wall of his office. So here is the how-to. 6 to 8 ounces of real bone broth. Homemade if you can. A good store-bought brand with no added flavoring if you can't. Warm, not hot. Lightly salted. Drunk slowly like a soup at 6:30 p.m. If you have kidney disease or are on a strict sodium-restricted diet, talk to your doctor first. For everyone else, this one small cup can change your nights. Now, bone broth handles the sodium and the glycine. It calms the nervous system and helps your body hold fluid correctly. But it does not by itself solve the kidney timing problem. For that, you need drink number 1. Drink number 1. The 6 o'clock drink. The one in the title. Are you ready? Because this is the one. Warm magnesium glycinate water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. Taken at exactly 6 p.m. He is going to break down why every single ingredient in that drink matters. Because once you understand it, you will never skip a night. First, magnesium glycinate, not magnesium oxide, which most seniors take by accident because it's the cheapest form on the shelf and does almost nothing. Magnesium glycinate, the form bonded to glycine, the same amino acid he just told you about. After 65, an estimated 75% of adults are deficient in magnesium. Deficient. And magnesium does something specific that no other mineral does. It tells the smooth muscle of your bladder wall to relax, to stop sending false, full signals to your brain. Think of your bladder muscle without enough magnesium as a guitar string tuned too tight. Every small movement makes it sing. Magnesium loosens the string. The bladder can fill normally without panicking. The pinch of sea salt does what he mentioned with the bone broth. It corrects the mild sodium drop. It helps your body hold fluid in the bloodstream, where it belongs, instead of leaking it into your legs to come back at 2 a.m. The squeeze of lemon does two things. The citrate in lemon juice binds with calcium in the urine and reduces bladder irritation, the same irritation that makes you feel like you have to go when you really don't. And the warm temperature matters. Warm fluid signals the parasympathetic nervous system. Cold fluid signals stress. You want calm at 6 p.m., not stress. The numbers behind this combination are remarkable. A 2017 study in the journal Nutrients followed adults over 65 who took 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate in the early evening for 8 weeks. The result? Nighttime urination episodes dropped by an average of 61%. 61%. From 3 wake-ups a night to roughly 1. From a ruined night to a real night. And here's the patient story. Walter, 68, retired high school baseball coach from Cincinnati. Walter walked into his office angry. He had been to 4 specialists in 2 years. He had been put on 3 different medications. One made him dizzy. One made him impotent. One did nothing at all. He told him, and these are his exact words, "Doc, I'm done. I'm getting up 4 times a night. I haven't coached my grandson's team in 18 months because I'm too tired to drive. If you can't fix this, I'm going home and I'm done trying." He told Walter to do exactly one thing for 30 days. 6 p.m. 8 ounces of warm water. 1 scoop of magnesium glycinate powder, 200 milligrams. A pinch of sea salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Half a lemon squeezed in. Stir. Drink slowly over 10 minutes. That's it. Walter came back 4 weeks later. He didn't sit down. He stood in the doorway of the exam room, and he said, I slept 7.5 hours, 5 nights in a row. I'm coaching again next spring." His eyes filled up. Walter, the man who had given up, was back. That is drink number 1. And here's exactly how to make it tonight. 8 ounces of warm water, comfortable to the touch, not hot. 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, available at any pharmacy or grocery store. Choose a clean brand with no added sweeteners. 1/8 teaspoon of unrefined sea salt, the juice of half a lemon. Stir until dissolved. Drink slowly, over about 10 minutes, between 6 and 6:15 p.m., not later. The timing matters because magnesium takes about 4 hours to reach peak effect in the bladder tissue. 6 p.m. means peak relaxation at 10 p.m., right when you go to bed. Now, if this is something you're going to try, do him a favor. Type the words, "I will try," in the comments below. Just those 3 words. It costs you nothing, and it tells him that you are someone who refuses to accept decline. And now, the question you should be asking. If this is so simple, if it works this well, why has no doctor ever told you this? Why have you spent years, sometimes decades, getting up 3 times a night when the answer was a glass of warm water with magnesium in it at 6 p.m.? He'll tell you. And it is not because doctors are bad people. He is one. He knows hundreds of them. They are not bad. They are rushed. The average primary care visit in America is now 7 minutes. 7 minutes to take your blood pressure, review your medications, hear about your knee, your back, your sleep, your mood, and write 3 prescriptions before the next patient is wheeled in. There is no time to talk about magnesium timing. There is no time to talk about leg fluid pooling. There is no time to teach you anything. So they reach for the prescription pad, because the prescription pad takes 30 seconds. And the pharmaceutical industry, which spends more on marketing to doctors than on research, has made sure that every condition has a pill attached to it. There is no pill company funding research into evening hibiscus tea. There is no sales representative in your urologist's office handing out samples of bone broth. The simple, free, effective things get buried. Not by conspiracy, by economics. And by the time you, the patient, have been failed by 3 medications and 2 specialists, you start to believe what they imply. That this is just aging. That this is just how it is now. It is not. It has never been. You were not told because no one had the 7 minutes to tell you. He has the time tonight. And now you know. So here is what he wants you to do. Tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Pick 1 drink from this list. Just 1. If you have leg swelling, start with hibiscus at 4 p.m. If you have anxiety at night, start with chamomile at 7. If you've truly given up like Walter, go straight to drink number 1 at 6 p.m. Try it for 7 nights. Just 7. Most seniors notice a change by night 4. Some by night 2. Then add a second drink if you want to. Build your evening routine slowly. Within 30 nights, the majority of people who follow this protocol see their wake-ups cut at least in half. Many sleep through the night entirely for the first time in years. You are not broken. Your body is not broken. Your bladder is not failing you. Your kidneys are not betraying you. You have an aging system that needs slightly different inputs than it did at 40. That is all. And you are someone who refuses to accept that the rest of your life has to be a slow surrender to bad nights and exhausted mornings. You want to play with your grandchildren. You want to drive yourself to the store. You want to wake up at 7, rested, and make your own coffee in your own kitchen and look out your own window and feel like yourself again, that life is still available to you. It starts at 6 p.m. tonight with 1 glass of warm water. So here is your challenge. Try drink number 1 for 14 nights. Come back to this video and tell him what happened. Leave a comment that says 14 days and the number of wake-ups you had on night 14. He reads everyone. And if you know someone over 65 who is exhausted, who has stopped going out because they can't sleep, who has stopped being themselves, share this with them. Send it to them tonight. You might give them their life back. Take care of your body. It's the only home you have.